Alright, so our ingredients for today to make our stuffed vegetables, stuffed peppers, eggplant, potatoes, tomatoes, zucchini, any type of vegetable that can be stuffed, we can stuff it. So I left some of them uncut so I can show you how to empty them out and scoop them out on the inside, but we're gonna need chopped meat. I already took some out, scooped out the tomatoes and some of the veggies, and I have them right here. I'm going to show you where to use those. 3 onions that I cut in smaller pieces because we're going to put them in the blender. I have dill and parsley, tomato sauce mixed with water. I'm going to be giving everything in the recipe. I also have 2 cups of rice, a little bit of lemon. I have salt and pepper. And I also have this right here, which is a little bit of mint. So first thing we need to do is wash our vegetables, of course, and open them up and scoop them out. I left one of each out so you can see how I scoop them out. I'm gonna start with the pepper. We cut the pepper something like this, not all the way. We leave a little bit like this so we can scoop out the inside. See that everything is out, and I'm going to put it in my pan. Potatoes. Kids love to eat potatoes. I have this little thingy right here that kind of scoops things out, but if you don't have it at home, you can always use a teaspoon. So what I do, and this is what I have from the rest of the vegetables, I keep some of the insides, some of the things I scoop out, in order for me to blend them in the mix. It really gives the mix a great taste, and also it's a great source for children to take their vegetable intake, children that don't like zucchinis or eggplant. We do not put a lot of eggplant in there. Eggplant is a little better, but we can use a little bit of it. So I scoop out the inside of the potato. I normally use baking potatoes like this. And I have the cap on top. Alrighty. And the same way with the other potato. The tomato is exactly the same as the pepper. So I'm going to cut it, but I'm not going to cut it all the way. And I'm going to scoop out the tomatoes, all of the tomatoes, the inside of the tomatoes I'm going to use. I'm going to put them in the blender later. I have my blender right there. And this is something that I'm going to use. Okay, as you see, like this. And eggplant. I cut my eggplants in half, so I'm not sure which half it is. I think it's this one. So I cut it in half. I scooped one of it out. I'm going to scoop this one also real quick like this. It's very easy. A spoon might be better here for the eggplant, as eggplants are kind of big. Now, sometimes it just so happens that our vegetables can break. When we do them, it's fine. If it doesn't break too much, or if a hole opens up on the side, we can use a little bit of the inside just to patch it up and continue. I did put a little bit of eggplant in there, and I'm not going to use any more. As I said, eggplant is a little bitter, the inside of it. Sometimes kids might not like it. Okay. Alrighty. So I scooped this out really well. And this is all done too. And my zucchini. Zucchini is nice and sweet, so I'm going to be adding all of my zucchinis in there. And it's moist, so it's going to give a nice moist texture to my stuffing. Now the same stuffing you can also use to stuff grape leaves. Very traditional Mediterranean Greek dish. I don't have grape leaves right now, so I'm just going to stick into the veggies. All right, so this is done. This is how I open all of my vegetables. I'm going to clean this up a little bit, and I'm going to come back to show you how I mix everything. Okay, so we have opened up or scooped all of our veggies, our tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, everything that we want to stuff. So first thing I'm going to do is just salt and pepper the veggies on the inside. Very simple. Just a little bit of salt and pepper. It's okay if it goes outside too. Just gives it a better taste. Okay. Trying to get every single one of them by opening those caps. Potatoes as well. Salt and pepper is going to make it, the vegetable, have a taste as well. And all the juices also from the mix we're going to make. We're going to make them have a nice taste to it. Okay, so these are all done. Now I've got to mix everything else together, and when everything is ready, then we're going to start stuffing. So I'll put this in the back, and I'm going to bring my, I'm sure every household has one of these. If you don't have one of these blenders, or multi-blenders, whatever they call them, you can just use a grater and just grate everything by hand. That's the way they used to do it before these things came around. But since we have it, we're going to use it. So the first thing that I'm going to put in there, because we need a little bit of liquid, these are all the tomatoes that I scooped out. Some of the eggplant and the zucchini. So I put it in here. My onion is also going to go in here as well. I'm going to put it in small doses. So it has enough room for it to blend. And I'm also going to put some of my tomato sauce in here, just for liquid. The rest I'm going to use it with the other onion. So let me go put this to blend, and I'll come and show you what it looks like. Okay, blend is done. So very easy. Just mix everything together. And I'm going to put the rest of it. So the rest of my tomato sauce with the water and the rest of my onion. The reason I put the liquid in there is that so I can have some liquid when it blends, otherwise the onion is going to get stuck. So let me mix that one as well, and we'll be back. Okay, this is the rest of it. Sorry, I've been going back and forth. I don't have a plug which is close by here, so I just need to go by the plug. All right, so I put my tomato sauce, water, onions, and the insides of my vegetables, the scooped out, all in here. I blended them up. I threw them in the bucket with the meat. And now I'm going to start slowly mixing and adding the other ingredients. Okay. Just going to start mixing this with the meat. If you have a glove at home, you can also use your hand to mix it in entirety. Now, as we mix it, we're going to add the dill, the parsley, a lot of veggies in here, and also the spearmint. I'm just going to use my hands to break it up a little bit. Salt and pepper. And a little bit of lemon. of course, the olive oil and the rice, which is right here. And as you can see all the way in the back there, I have a cup with water. So we're gonna add the rice. So for every cup of rice, we need to have at least 1.5 to 2 cups of water, because rice needs to have its water to cook. So I need to be able to calculate my liquids. I'm probably gonna need to put a couple of cups of water in this mixture. Okay. So my meat is in here. All my veggies are in here. I'm gonna put my olive oil and the rice. And I'm just gonna mix everything together. That's it. Just keep mixing. Okay, so we have mixed everything in there, as I said. We have a couple of cups of water here, actually 3 cups of water, which we're going to start slowly adding. We're going to see if we're going to need all the water. 2 cups definitely we will. The rice will need the water, and we want our stuffed veggies to be moist and not too hard. Now I want to say, and this is very important at this point, that these could be made for vegetarian and vegan dishes as well. The only thing you would need to do is just take out the meat. Everything else would go in there normally. And you're just going to need to put a little bit more water, as it's not going to have the meat, which gives it a little bit of extra moisture. Okay, I already put in 3 cups of water. And I see that it does need a little bit more, so I will add a little bit more of that water. I'll just go get a cup and I'll be right back. All right, 3 cups already in there, and I'm just going to add a little bit more. Let me see. Okay, it looks kind of watery, but don't worry. The rice that we put in there is going to take all the water in. So 4 cups of water. All right, my stuffing is ready. I just want to mix it real well so it's not only liquidy on top and that the water goes all the way to the bottom. All right, this is ready. I want to use a smaller spoon to stuff everything. Now, as I said at the beginning, we have everything with salt and pepper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start stuffing this way. And placing back in the pan. So we just take stuff and place back in the pan, and we're going to continue with every one of them until we fill the whole pan. Okay, just like this. Doesn't matter that it's watery, as I said. The rice, is going to take all the water. And we're going to keep doing that. Now I want to show you a trick for the zucchini. So I'm going to fill it, but I'm not going to fill it all the way. And you know, when I was taking out the inside of the zucchini, I kept a little top. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the little top. Now this is small. This one may be better. So I'm going to put it on top, either a piece of potato from the potatoes that I took out, a piece of the zucchini. That's for the stuffing to stay in. It's like a cap. Okay? And we're going to continue to do this with the rest of all the veggies. And I'm ready to put them in the oven. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of olive oil on top. Just a touch. And I'm going to add a little bit of water, not too much, because all the veggies are gonna bring water out, so I don't need too much. Okay, so my food is ready. I'm gonna put it in the oven, about 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about an hour and a half. I'm gonna cover it and put it in the oven. My oven is already pre-warmed. And wait for about an hour and a half. 1 hour and 30 minutes have passed and it's time to take our food out of the oven. Okay. There we go. Steaming hot and beautiful. Ready to eat. Look at the beautiful color on the top. Everything has cooked perfectly. Okay, let's go put it on a plate.